Welcome back once again to the coverage of the Remote Duel TCG Invitational. As you might have noticed, we skipped a match and we went straight to the one we just saw when Maren unfortunately got kicked out. But now it's time to go back to the match we were supposed to show you guys to find out yet again another complete top 8 match for tomorrow. And we have a great one nonetheless, which is gonna be the one between Adel and Evangelos. So definitely a looking good match. It's gonna be one between two players we have not yet seen our remote duel events. So before going further, I would say let them introduce themselves and let's bring up the first interview.
I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Since my childhood. I first started playing with my cousin when we picked up cards. I don't remember from where. And since then I was playing with my cousin in school, with friends at the playground, but like not competitively. And yeah, I paused here and then for a few years. And 2017, when Master Rule 4 was introduced, I first started playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Went to my first regional, and since then I never stopped trying to compete as good as I can. I grew up with 5Ds pretty much. It's the only Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime I watched completely, and my favorite character is Yusei. I really liked his characteristic. Unlike Yuma, for example, he's very calm and always focused. And I also like his archetype, like the junk cards, because from Satellite, where they came from, they had to live with junk and do the best of the things they found that they could. And also the Stardust cards, like Stardust Dragon, Majestic Star, Dragon Shooting Star, all cards I really love. And I also liked the Turbo Duels. That's something very unique in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Yeah, and that's the reason I like him that much, because I just grew up with that and I always loved Yusei as a character. I am really excited for the upcoming Master Duel. I really look forward into it. Simulator I can play from anywhere from my home, or when I travel from my phone. Yeah, and I hope that it will be very fun to play. And I also look forward into maybe some events Konami is planning through Master Duel that we can participate at. Card theme I had most fun playing with is really hard to answer for myself. I enjoyed many archetypes, but I never had something that points out. I think if I have to decide, I would pick a Zodiac, because Pure Zodiac was the first deck I picked up to play competitively. I learned very much from that about trying to learning technical play, how to manage resources, and how to adjust tiny things for events. And yeah, I guess that's the archetype I enjoyed most so far. A card that I could create myself, I guess, would be something like add any banish card to your hand, or something like generic. I like generic cards you can play in almost every deck, more than just something specific to an archetype. So I guess that would be not as broken as adding anything from the graveyard. So I think I would choose banish.
Nice setup there from Adele with the guitar even in the background. So the name might bring some pop music memories to you guys. And also the dual disc ready to just jump into action. But I really like what he did this weekend. He's the Tri Brigade deck that for sure caught our attention the most. And it is because he's focused on Obedience Cooled, a card we have seen the last time, I don't even remember when, in the Fabled decks. And I'm really excited to see what he thought of these combos. But to stop him in this track, it is Evangelos. So I would say let's hear it from his interview.
So I have been playing Yu-Gi-Oh since the game came out in 2002, but I started playing more competitive back at 2012. My favorite anime character is Yusei Fudo because when he duels, he follows a strategy, and the combos he uses are very cool. Yes, I'm very excited for Master Duel. I liked the animations, but I also enjoyed the duel area, how it looked. So I can't wait for it. Okay, the card I had the most fun playing with was Danger FTK with Faragon. I'm joking. It was the Necros format after the Dijin, the releaser of Ritual Ban, because there was so much back and forth and skill in that mirror match, in my opinion. That's an interesting question. I would create a Beat Trooper Link 1 monster that would search the field spell, but it would lock you into insect monsters, so that would help extend in more plays for the new deck that came out.
And nice words from him too. It's always nice to see players from the Greek community. We have a soft spot, I guess, for them, as they're always so passionate and unite together. So we will wish him good luck as well as of his opponent. But this will be the first and last Tri-Brigade mirror match of the day. But just as mentioned, it won't be boring nonetheless, because although Evangelos is playing the Zodiac version, and more or less a standard one, as I already spoiled, the version from Adel is just so incredible. A lot of cards we have not seen in more than 10 years, like the Calantosa. So I really want to see what he's going to do. And without further ado, our players are ready. So let's go to the table. All right, so let's start things off here. As you can see, we called it Tri-Brigade Melfi, because outside of the Obedience Cooled, he's playing a lot of Melfis in his deck and extra deck as well. So really curious to see these combos that maybe he made up alone or with his friends. So it's always great to see a little bit of, I guess, creativity, and especially looking forward to the new Forbidden Unlimited list. This could be, if it works out, a version of the deck for you guys watching it at home, because he's not even playing a copy of Tanky, by the way. So this is definitely interesting. No Tankies, no Zodiacs, of course. So this is a perfect deck you can play from October the 1st.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see this deck, especially because, like, I think he tested it a lot before coming to this event. And here, what do you think about the die roll? Because, like, this is something that we haven't seen so far. So...
No, absolutely. And he's even playing 12 Entrops, so he's prepared for going second. And something even interesting to me that I think might be even too bold is that he's only playing one Revolt. So maybe he thought that the Forbidden list would have been even much harder and limit that, but yeah, not sure about the one Revolt, I gotta say. It's the only thing that makes me a little concerned, but it is instead Evangelos to start things off, and let's see if we see an Ash Blossom from his opponent.
Yeah, Adel lineup is full of entraps, so like very standard. I think you said he plays 12. Ah, okay, also 15 entraps.
Yeah. A lot. So he has a lot of entraps, 15 entraps in the main deck from Adel. So it would be quite unrealistic that he doesn't open even one. So let's see.
And now Evangelos, okay, with the fractal.
Yeah, I mean,
so
standard stuff from Evangelos. Once again, the pressure is on his opponent. On his side, as we mentioned, I mean, is interesting that both of these players are actually maining Artifact Lancia. So they probably thought it was going to be really good in the mirror match and in some other matchups as well. But outside of that, I would say his deck is more or less very standard. So
yeah, from the last remote duel YCS, we saw that players were actually arguing about Lancia. Because like some players didn't like to play it, some other players said, you know what, like this card changes
it's
the game
I
itself.
don't know.
So
I think I liked it for what we have seen, but I mean, Rafael tried to play around it and he was kind of successful. And here we see the Lancia. So, as mentioned, Artifact Lancia already trying to stop Evangelos. He could have stopped the Desires as well if he activated earlier, but I mean, this makes sense. You just always wait for the normal summon. And it's tough to now play around it. You need a Keras, and I don't think this will be the case. Yeah. Sets 1 and end for Evangelos, so great spot here for Adel. Let's see if he will open up the Obedience Schooled. I really want to see that, so...
Now back to Adel. Let's now see on the other side, Evangelos has the Lancia. But same thing for Adel. Started with the Fractal, no surprise at all. I think we'll pass into Kit, then standard things we have seen for Tri-Brigade. Okay.
Instead he goes directly to the nerd.
Okay, he takes the Kit instead.
Mm-hmm. Again, he has a lot of interesting choices in his deck, and there we see it. So the Obedience School coming down and being the detached card of his deck. You can see already Evangelos being a little confused with this, but if any of you guys are not familiar with the cards, I don't blame you. And what the card does is it's an incredible extender. If you control no monsters, you special summon 3 level 2 or less beast monsters from your deck. And their effects are negated, but this means that you can go into some incredible plays. And as you can see already here, although their effects are negated, you get your graveyard field, you get the Calantosa, and you can go into both, synchro summons, link summons. So it's definitely a unique choice, but I'm loving it. So
yeah, this is like something else that we have seen for any other Tri-Brigade players. Like, they rely on Pot of Desires instead, and they'll say, okay, I just want to have more monster on the field, so why do I have to play Desires instead?
And you are correct in naming Pot of Desires, because by playing all of these one-offs, Adel is instead playing Pot of Prosperity, which makes a lot of sense. And for now, let's see where he goes from this. This is where even us... are gonna just stop and be baffled by what's going on, so it will probably be the same for Evangelos. So
yeah, because now I think if you are used to playing against like Tri-Brigade, now it's not super easy because you don't know really what your opponent might be able to.
And as you can see here, even just going for a kit and then a longbow, which would trigger your kit, Obedience Schooled looks really good. So I think it makes a lot of sense here why he's decided to play it, and he's playing Rescue Cats as well next to it, just in case one of the two gets negated. So okay, we do see the Revolt, but were there even 4? I don't think so, right?
I think he has 2 in the graveyard. Oh no, okay, he has 3.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little confused. It's not gonna be too great, so I don't think Adel is gonna care much about this.
I don't think he's going to be super concerned about this because the other zone.
Yeah, they quickly correct it. No, I mean, he gets Tri-Brigade back, but I guess this doesn't matter much.
No, not really.
So, for the rest, where do you think he might be going from here?
No, because I believe that Adel is now basically free, except if Evangelos has some entraps. He could potentially push and do Access Talk. Okay.
Ooh, okay. So we do see the Lancia also from Adel. So this is going to be a Lancia game, and this brings me back to the interview we had in the meantime, where the last time we saw this Lancia battle, it was Necros. So the format, which I actually have to admit I forgot when recording yesterday's the videos on my favorite archetypes of all time, and Luke screwed me for it. But yeah, I gotta admit that alongside Mermails, Necros was absolutely among my favorite decks of all time. So cool to see here that Lancia is still as relevant as it was basically 6 years ago.
Yeah. Now Adel is thinking about it, because
yeah,
what does he do?
Here we can see some of the Malphys play, and that's probably gonna happen. Yeah, I think he's going for the Malphy XYZ. Yep. So interesting line. I think yeah, Evangelos is probably not super comfortable with this, but we'll try to bring every card for you guys as well.
Yeah, I think Adel is explaining to Evangelos the effect of his monster, because otherwise, just to be sure.
Yeah, this is the Joyous Malphy, which, as we can see, is a level 2 XYZ monster. I'll try to bring it up for you guys on the screen. And yeah, its effect is you can detach one material and your Malphy monsters can attack directly. So it's similar to the Zodiac engine in a way that you can go and use this for a Zeus. But it also has an additional effect which you rarely use during your opponent's turn. So this could turn into a Zeus soon. Which is something quite relevant about the decision of Adel of foregoing the Zodiacs. By playing this engine, he still can think he has access to the Zeus quite easily. So
yeah, I like this, especially because, like, as you said, it gives you access to the Zeus very easily, especially because, like, you play multiple Obsidian School, so...
The problem is with exactly what you said. While if you open Rescue Cat is a thing, if you open Obsidian School, you're locked under Summoning Beasts. So unfortunately, at this point, you cannot go for the Zeus anymore. But you can still do a lot of niche combos here, so...
Now Adel sets one and plays back to Evangelos.
Yeah, which makes the other effect actually relevant, and that means that during your opponent's turn with the Joyous Malphys, you can actually detach one material, and now you can see it on the screen for yourself, to target one XYZ you control, return it to the extra deck, and then special summon some beast from the graveyard. And since the Calantosa Engrave destroys a card, that's a useful way to just destroy one card from your opponent.
And now here some other explanation from Adel, because like I think Evangelos wants to be sure that every single effect is applied properly. And now, with one face-down card from Adel, we have seen him playing one Revolt and Impermanence. I believe that maybe he might have the Impermanence, considering that he was only playing one Revolt. But maybe.
You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as mentioned, he has one line of interruption, but maybe Evangelos is not even... paying attention to it, because if you think about it, the Calantosa was summoned and used as an XYZ material, but it didn't do much. No. So maybe he doesn't even think about the combo that the XYZ can do, and instead he could attack over it right now and force it out. So let's see.
Okay, so now once again, I think Evangelos just trying...
Yeah, the only other card on the field is the Malphy Puppy, which is more of an extender they are using, but it's also kind of useful to just special summon it from the end and return it again to special summon from the deck a level beast. So as you can see, the Calantosa is played in 2 copies because you can use it to just destroy a bunch of cards from your opponent. Okay, so now the decision is back to Adel. Okay, and so we are going to see the Malphy Puppy.
Yeah, and he brings...
Yeah, it will go again with the Calantosa, most likely. That's the combo, and as expected, you just destroy one. So When possible, I will try to bring it up for you guys on the screen. But yeah, the puppy basically says that when your opponent normal summon or special summon a monster, or if they target it for an attack, you return it to the end and special summon one from the deck. So you get the Calantosa and you destroy one with the Calantosa. So it's pretty straightforward, but it's definitely an interesting engine we have not seen yet. And now we see again the Calantosa being exploited. You can see Evangelos not really understanding what's going on, but now the XYZ is shuffled back to the deck, and you can bring back the Calantosa and just destroy again. So very, very cool things here by Adel. You can see how this deck can grind very efficiently.
Okay, now here comes the Zodiac Barrage. I think Evangelos is playing everything he has, especially because like nothing else to do. Okay.
Again, if you needed even more reason, today we have already seen it twice why Zodiac Barrage is going to be forbidden quite soon. As you can see here, the deck has 2 lines of summon, and having a third line of summon that is so powerful as Barrage, I think was slightly too unfair. So if you needed any reason and any explanation of why the card is no longer available from October 1st, here is why. And we'll see, maybe Adel has a response for the Zeus, but if that's not the case, Barrage single-handedly will win him this game. So
I was expecting Adel having, like, for example, an impermanence, but looks like he doesn't. Maybe just wants to keep it, or maybe he has the revolt, but at the moment, no response at all. Good for Evangelos, I mean.
Yeah, for now, still waiting. If we check, as we mentioned, he's playing impermanence, but I don't think it would have made much sense. So even if we see it here, then the Zeus can activate for the second time, or you can just wait and use it later on. So let's see. So the Zeus activation goes through, and is there the impermanence? There is, okay. So now the decision is on Evangelos, but this is not that bad actually for Adel, because he resolves, he gets rid of course of the Calantosa, but his opponent loses his link, so in his Lao left defenseless, so...
I think like Adel is happy with this.
Yeah, for sure. Because there is only one card remaining for Evangelos, and if it's not something amazing, I think he's in a great spot. Yeah. So, pretty good, and demonstration of what is going on with this deck. The Calantosa really being the MVP and allowing him to destroy 2 cards during his opponent's turn. But yeah, plays back to him, and he's looking pretty comfortable. So, let's see. Kit is normal summoned.
Wow.
Oh my god, another Lancea. Wow. I mean, at the same time, Evangelos is left top decking. So you can still hope, if you're Adel, that he doesn't top deck anything too scary. But definitely that's one of the best cards that Evangelos could have been holding.
Because now Adel, he might have been able to make powerful plays, but now...
No, that's tough. And here again, I think we can see why both players are maining 3 copies of Lancea. Really, really annoying in the mirror match, especially. So, I mean, it depends how much he wants to risk it, I guess. He's just taking a look at his options in the extra deck. Definitely a lot more than the standard Tri-Brigade deck. We know the puppy in the end, but I don't think we know much
not else.
So let's see.
Because now, if you don't have anything else, what do you do? Just pass into Almirage?
Yeah, or maybe even without Almirage, honestly. Just because of the 700 point of damage, you don't want to give your opponent away. But yeah, he's really taking his time. I mean, it depends whether he has a response in the end, because if he doesn't, of course, any Tri-Brigade is game from Evangelos. But to be fair, he used a lot. Okay, instead he does have the option to continue. So he discards the puppy to summon the Keras. And let's see, maybe you will go for an XYZ summon again into the Joyous Melfi, just like he did last turn. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You really don't want to risk it. Now, if you go for this play, you just bring back the Calantosa again. You are in a safe spot. The last card is a spell.
Yeah.
Maybe another schooled, but would be kind of useless. So now he goes and just get back a Tri-Brigade for next turn. So the play is all on Evangelos. If he doesn't top deck something really good, I think he's in trouble. Maybe the Tri-Brigade is still enough, because if you top deck a Tri-Brigade, you force the Calantosa with the Zeus, and then in main phase 2 you can try and combo off. But for now, I think, as we can see, the play from Adel is quite solid.
Yeah, just deal some damage attacking directly with the Melfi. Now back to Evangelos.
So let's see this draw. As we know, the Melfi can be shuffled back, and this is what's going on. So he will just force out the Melfi, which gets back to the extra deck, bring back the Calantosa, and destroys the Zeus. So for now, that's pretty much what's gonna happen every time. Let's see, he's really thinking about it, but yeah,
Okay.
no surprise. So Calantosa comes back, destroys the Zeus, and did he top deck a Tri-Brigade? He did not. So this is troublesome for Evangelos. If it's not a revolt, I think the game might be over right here and right now. So let's see.
Yeah, if it's not a revolt, Evangelos is in trouble. Because now maybe he might have impermanence, which might make sense, but if it's revolt, then let's see. He's now going for a link summon, and looks like that might be fine.
Yeah. So this is definitely not looking like it's gonna be the revolt. We surely would have seen it. And yeah, Evangelos picks up his card. So it is the Tri-Brigade Obedient School Melfi, however you want to call it, which advances in game 1, and I gotta say, quite convincingly. Great show.
We like the fact that, as mentioned, he's not playing Part of Desire for Obedient Schooled. A decision that is paying off, especially because, like, every single turn, the Calantosa came back, destroying Evangelos' field, and although he had the Zodiac Barrage, that was not enough. So now, entering into game 2, the pressure is on Evangelos. Because now, of course, you're facing a Tri-Brigade deck, but with all these spies in it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we also weren't super sure on what his combo consists of, but it's basically the Tri-Brigade stuff we have seen, but then you end on the Puppy plus the Joyous Melfi, which gives you even 2 more interruptions, so that's a lot. The Artifact Lancia was surely good, but if you're Evangelos, I think you can side in maybe Nibiru and Ghost Bell, if that works. Which are always good. If he goes first, the Judgments.
Yeah, if he really wants to.
But on the other side, there are already 15 entrops from Adel.
Yeah, I mean, Adel is playing 15 entrops in the main deck if he really wants to side in any cards like
maybe the Nibiru or the Storm for now. So we'll see. Storm, there is some debate about it. Even Twister is considered by some really useful. But we'll see. I think the 15 entrops in the main deck are already quite strong from Adel. So if he wants to add maybe the Nibiru, I'm not too much of a fan, I gotta say. I would like more if he goes for like a Storm or a Twister. And then we'll see one more tech card in his side deck. But we will only spoil it if we do see a game 3, I'd say. Yeah. But I'm a big fan of that, I can tell you that already. So.
Now I think Evangelos once again will have some troubles considering what he has just seen. Because like if he goes first, then Obedient Schooled is a big problem in this kind of matchup, because like gives you a huge advantage, and we have seen that basically Adel was able every turn to pop one card from Evangelos' side.
Yeah, it's interesting because at the same time, as I mentioned, not only does it give you more interruption, but it's a very strong starter card. Because as we mentioned, Barrage is an exception, but Obedience School without the normal summon is great. Because if you think about it, you get the kit, then you go into the longbow, and alone, without the normal summon, it gives you the full Tri-Brigade combo. So it's an insane opening card. Of course, at the cost of playing some more beasts in your deck. But I think Adel is really making this work. So
doesn't need tanky or
he doesn't even need tanky.
Revolt, so.
Yeah, 0 copies of tanky. When can you say Tri-Brigade with no tanky? And again, guys, if you're watching this, the deck from Adel is completely ready to be played with the new Forbidden Unlimited list. So very interesting stuff. But now, enough with the talk. I think our players are ready for game 2. So let's see who is going to win and advance to tomorrow.
Evangelos thinking hard about this.
Okay. So, interesting opening. He does so by special summoning the Keras. Keith will go. Here an Ash Blossom would be absolutely insane, by the way.
Yeah.
And I think Adel is thinking about it.
Yeah, playing 15 entraps, yeah.
If you have Ash, it's great, yeah. And Gamma, similarly, I think it makes sense. Yeah, I don't mind it, honestly. It's really good. If they don't have another monster, and even if they do, it's quite a tough spot. So I don't mind this Gamma here. And it could absolutely brick Evangelos' turn. So let's see.
Yeah, I mean, if my opponent starts like this, I will take the risk.
Yeah, for sure. I think it makes sense. Yeah. It's definitely an unusual opening from Tri-Brigade. And let's see. Ooh, we see a Terrorblade. So for now, I'm still liking the decision from Adel. Because what do you even do here? Yeah. I mean, you can go Longbow if you have yet another. Oh, wow. This is, yeah, probably gonna be the Longbow. And then special summon yet another Tri-Brigade from the end. Yeah, so...
Okay.
Pretty tough commitment, but at least it looks like he will be able to do some stuff.
No.
He sets a card. Wow.
Okay.
Okay. I guess he's telegraphing the Revolt, so he didn't have much of a choice. So definitely not looking as bad as he thought, but Adel, I think he can be pretty happy. Wow. And there comes the Storm. Wow, so great stuff here by Adel. Thanks to the Gamma and the Storm, if there is no entrap in Evangelos' end, he knows what he's fighting against. And all he needs to do is just try an OTK here. So great stuff.
Yeah, he decided in the line. It's now paying off, and yeah, he forced his opponent to activate the Revolt, and now not that much that Evangelos can do. If he doesn't have any entrap, good for Adel.
Do you like not going for the Omen? Huh? I mean, I guess if you're afraid to die, yes. That's better.
I think this is the only thing we can point out, because otherwise...
I mean, it's one less resource if you survive, but less likely to die. So I think it's a decent compromise. And
yeah, I think he might be afraid to be OTK'd.
The only thing I don't like too much about this is, okay, even if they don't OTK, are you really winning that game? Yeah. And you're also kind of smelling weakness. Yeah. But here, Prosperity, seems like this end is just really good. And interesting. He probably just gonna banish 3. No, he's thinking about it. Okay, no, he goes for the full 6.
Wondering.
He doesn't have much stuff to banish, right?
Indeed, yeah. So, wondering what he's doing to banish.
Interesting. Maybe he sided out some of the healthy, but whoa. Whew. We see the Obedience School Deer, and to me that's a no-brainer. Even the Rescue Cat, but I think it's Obedience School all day, every day. So, yeah. That's a no-brainer. It's by far the best card in this deck, and it's a powerhouse nonetheless. As mentioned, it's single-handedly OTK, so this is an OTK if there is no response, but it's such an amount of advantage. Yeah.
Now, I think Adel is super happy with this.
Oh yeah. And here again, you can see, and I love when innovative deck building gets paid off. Really putting in and that's so much damage.
Yeah. Very, very well from Adel here, and now if Evangelos doesn't have any response to this, he's in trouble.
Yeah. So now he gets the nerve, he gets to add another Tri-Brigade to his hand, and I don't know, he's convincing me that this deck might be the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, with considering that it was the first time for us seeing this deck in action, but I think especially like we were used to seeing Zodiacs and Ancient Warrior in the Tri-Brigade. Now I think this is a more than a valid solution.
Oh yeah.
After
sure.
October 1st, like
Definitely bored for Adel to spoil it already, but I guess, guys, this is already a deck you could be playing in the next couple of months. So very good stuff. Solid Yu-Gi-Oh from Adel, and wow, again the Lancia from Evangelos. We have seen a Lancia every single turn from him in this match, but yet he's the one who is down. Let's see. This is tough, but at the same time we could just see a lot of damage. So because he still has to use the longbow, unless he used it on the kit, but in that case he has the normal summon. I'm thinking if he can ever OTK, but if he doesn't, still the Joyous Melfi combo is fine. So a lot of options from Adel.
yeah, if he has, for example, other two monsters in his hand, he might be able to
Yeah.
OTK.
It's a little tough because, as we mentioned, it's probably not as likely because he's locked under beasts.
Yeah.
So access code talker is not an option. But yeah, he now normal summons or special summon with the longbow, either of the two, since he had that summon available. And he knows that the last card in his opponent is just a monster. So if he can get rid of this board, this is over. So
now Ender Ball of Fate.
yeah.
Then in okay.
Okay, so the longbow will be activated. Lots of shuffling, but yeah, I mean, not that it matters too much. And still one card for Evangelos. And now let's see Memphis Chewy. If we just see the Joyous Melfi once again, or if we are going to see a different combo from Adel.
Yeah, I think it makes sense if he passes once again for for the Joyous Melfi.
Yeah, absolutely. So Joyous Melfi once again coming down.
Yeah, this is the card who's causing Evangelos a lot of problems. Now,
Let's see.
okay, play looks like it's back to.
But it didn't go for the...
Did he pass?
Wow. So it throws... Ooh, the Desires. Okay, this is amazing. So maybe the Lancia will be enough, and we will see a game free because of that, because this top deck is absolutely amazing from Evangelos.
Desires change a lot.
No, honestly, it was already in a comfortable spot.
No, another
so let's see. 4 cards at the moment. He needs to deal with the Melfi and the Cantarosa coming back. Yeah, I think Evangelos can manage here, and he does with the Feather Blade. Okay. I mean, I guess, yeah, it makes sense. Might as well summon it now. Gonna check the grave. He has 4, I believe. I mean, the options are not really there for Adel. If he doesn't have an end trap, I don't think he has that much to just fight 4. So
yeah, I think he's considering if activating now. Because Evangelos has 3 cards in hand, and if he enters battle phase, he can get rid of 2 of their monsters. You can see Evangelos thinking hard about this decision. Of course, it's not easy, but it might have been worse, in my opinion. Now, okay,
maybe Access Code right away, or the Omen. Yeah,
Okay.
the Omen. And this is tough, because the Melfi now doesn't do much. Because the only thing you can pop... ooh, another Lancia. What is this match? This is
crazy.
We have seen Lancia every game. This is like the 5th Lancia we see. And the Barrage, though, again, from Adel. But this Lancia hurts a lot.
Lancia, yeah, because now it's true that Evangelos might be able to go for the Zeus, but...
no, but I think this Lancia can, again, change the... I mean, and give the advantage back to Adel, because now the Melfi can destroy the Zeus, and they cannot really abuse the Tri-Brigades anymore. So this game is still, if you had any doubts on the strength of Lancia, I think this match is just showing us these guys have been maining it. This is the 5th Lancia of the match, and every time it came down, it shot completely or almost the player. So it's... for sure a great entrap in the mirror match. So.
Of course, Evangelos is not happy with this, but once again, we thought that this game might have been sealed for Evangelos, but it's not.
No, he will try his best. Again, here the Cantalosa can be used to destroy it, and yeah, this is what we're going to see now. Is there a response? It gets shuffled back to the extra deck. And it is great for 2 reasons. 1, the Cantalosa destroying the Zodiac, and 2, the Kit giving him yet another Tri-Brigade for next turn. And now he gets back the Puppy.
I like it.
Yeah, great stuff here. So now he can use both. The Zodiac is destroyed, the Kit gives him a Tri-Brigade, and the Puppy is yet another interruption. So... if he attacks over it, it will trigger and destroy the Omen.
Oh, okay.
But okay, if he an Ash on the nerve, not that it mattered too much at the moment, but...
Yeah, this doesn't change much, especially because now there's as well the Puppy. So, another problem for Evangelos.
Yeah, because the Puppy, if you try to attack over it, then it will trigger and again bring back the Cantalosa from the deck, if there is a second copy still in the deck. And if not, it can still bring out one of the Tri-Brigades. So, not like the Ash did much. Okay. Instead, he will attack over the Fractal and set 1. So, this last back row is super important from Evangelos. Let's see. A draw is from Adel, who is now in the driver's seat with 17 minutes remaining to try and close this game. For the first time in I don't know how long, he will not be facing a Lancia, but let's see.
And now let's also remember that he used the Pot of Prosperity, so his extra deck is very small. Doesn't have so many solutions left, but he has the Joyous Melfi. Once again, it might be...
might be what he goes for, and yeah, he does. So, no-brainer here for Adel. Once again, the Joyous Melfi coming back down. I think he has another Lancia and Veiler. be. So not the best hand actually from Adel. He might just pass back to his opponent.
If that one is a revolt from Evangelos, that might hurt a lot.
Yeah. But I gotta say, this is one of the few things that I don't like about his deck is some of the extra deck options, like not having access code, which could have been great here. And instead, as you can see here, he plays back to Evangelos, but now he goes all in. Wow. Whew. I mean, he didn't have much of an option. Bold move by Evangelos, risking it all to try and stay in this match. Second part of the series of the game. Very, very few cards left in his deck. Let's see if he can pick up something. It's desperation time. Yeah, as you can see, about 10 less. Yeah, I think 8. So, let's see. We saw that there was a Lancia.
Yeah, maybe a Whaler if we're not mistaken. But
yeah, I think it's Vader and Lancia. Let's see.
With these desires, now he's risking it all, basically. He's left with some cards, and maybe he has literally banished the 20 cards. So
yeah.
Let's see what he picked up. Because he has to deal with the Joyous Melfi. We saw from Adel's side 2 hand traps. He may be entering battle phase. Let's see. Super close match, this one.
Absolutely. Great again to see this. He forces it out. Now the Omen. Let's see. Doesn't really do much at the moment. Did he pick up anything useful? Let's see.
He also has a lot of resources in his graveyard, so he's committed now.
Yeah, I don't think there is much more to do, but okay, at least he picked up a Tri-Brigade, so that's great. If he banished the few remainings, this would have been game over, but now the puppy is triggering. And if there is a second copy of Calantosa still in the deck, I think this is way too much. But this is not obvious. Let's see if there is, honestly. There might not be,
I think he's looking up.
Yeah, I don't think there is. Maybe he sided it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Indeed, he has the kit.
So there is no second copy of Calantosa, so Evangelos can really be reassured by this, because that probably would have been game over on the spot. And Lancia should come down. He's waiting for the Veiler, maybe.
Yeah, I think now if he has the Veiler, you just wait, right?
Yes, I guess. So we will see the Veiler if we are, at least if we saw it correctly. And yeah, it seems like that's the case. Because we surely saw Lancia and we would have seen it there. So, yeah. Veiler comes down. Evangelos not happy about it, shaking his head a little bit. Will set one card face down below and pass. And if that's not a revolt, I think Adel might have actually made it and will win 2-0. So let's see if we're going to see the last time again, the Joyous Melfi. Probably, yeah.
Over and over again.
Yeah, if you are Evangelos, you will dream about this. But finally, the cycle stopped. Solemn Judgment, as risky as it is, will finally put an end to this infinite cycle of Joyous Melfi. But now the life points are very low. So any Tri-Brigade is game from Adel.
He gets rid of this nightmare that was coming back turn after turn. And now if Adel is able to put up a Tri-Brigade monster, Evangelos is left with the...
Yeah, it's game on the spot. He already has the longbow, and he doesn't have much. And as we know, he has the access to the Tri-Brigade. So I think this game is almost over for Evangelos. The last card in his hand is what keeps his hope alive. can it be the 6th Lantia of this match? Let's see. So we do see the...
Does he have it?
It is! Oh my god! There is no way. A ladder, the 6th Lancia. What is this? Wow.
We have seen it. I
Yeah,
believe, at least 5 or 6.
I mean, no, 6. I got, yeah, it's 6 Lancia in this match. That's absolutely insane. And yeah, both having a laugh after that Lancia, but it seems that this is way too much even after that. So unless the miracle of that Desires happened and there is still a Tri-Brigade in the deck, I think Adel is just moments away from advancing to his top 8 match.
And if that was not enough, we saw from Adel's end that he has another copy of Lancia. So just in case, you know, Evangelos top deck something, but maybe the Revolt would be the best one now. Let's see. They're just making some calculation here, but it's left with more than 1500 actually. So something like that.
Now we see a further summon in Memphis 2. They will Adel will just go and try and draw a card, a useful one, any really useful one. But if we were not mistaken, he's also holding the 7th Lancia. So now we see the last time Lancia for this match. And yeah, in the end phase, he special summoned the puppy, and I think this is always game over from Evangelos, who picks up his cards, calls it a day, and it is Adel with this absolutely unique Tri-Brigade Beast Melfi deck who advances to the top 8 in a very convincing 2-0 victory. So, congratulations to both, and let's go back to us for the post-match discussion.